Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, the reunion. Um, okay, so y'all know how I feel about this show. I really hope the show comes back for season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that in comparison to the first season, this season wasn't as great, right? I still think the season was decent. I really do. Was there a lot of crying? Yes. Was there too much crying? Yes. But I think there are things that we have to also kind of keep in mind. The cast can only do what the cast can do, right? They had those people, from what I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, shooting um, a show, Summer House, towards the end of summer. Okay, and it's no shade. I even remember when they went to the restaurant where Natalie tried to get all that mess popping. I remember looking around like, girl, why they went to the whitest restaurant in town. Like, if you're gonna do a show about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, girl, y'all couldn't have found no soul food place. I don't know. I know that might sound like I'm picking, but no, there are things that could be corrected with the show, as every show can be better. I just don't think y'all should give up on the show. Um, I think the show has the potential to be great. I think that if they shoot the show the right way during the peak season and the peak time in Martha's Vineyard, I think it will be even better when there are people around, places to go. Because this season, a lot of the activities took place in the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we also have to keep in mind. I know some of you don't watch the original Summer House. But I watched a few the first couple of seasons. They travel. They live in the New York area, so they traveled. I don't know if they still do it. They traveled to their house, I think it was in the Hamptons, on the weekends. So, like a lot of places, people tend to party more, Friday night, Saturday night, do a little Sunday fun day, then they go home, right? So there are things that can be corrected, but I think the show has potential to be great. I really, really do. And I just hope they come back for season 3. Um the fashions, my very first glance when I first saw the group, I said they look a mess. And then when I looked, I said, "Oh, they actually don't look bad." I thought Nick, girl, it's something about Nick that do something uh, to my spirit, girl. When I said Nick was sitting there, girl, with his chest out, all greased up, girl, looking all almondy, girl, looking all almondy and stuff. Girl, cocoa butter down. Girl had his shades on, legs crossed. Girl, fresh haircut. I said, "Ooh, girl, if she don't want him, I slam dunk him tonight." Girl, Nick was giving me zaddy cheese. I said, "Girl, that's that Nick. Ooh, he do something to my spirit." Shout out to Nick. I felt like Nick was the best dressed. I thought Summer looked nice. Um, no one was over the top, and they shouldn't have been because, girl, they were just shooting in the clubhouse. Another thing we need to fix too. I know sometimes we go down this road of, oh, they treat the black people this way. Girl, that's not the argument. That cannot be the argument. The Summer House Martha's Vineyard, they are not the first cast to shoot in the clubhouse. I've seen Summer House shoot in the clubhouse. I think Winter House shot at the clubhouse. I think a lot of these shows have shot at the clubhouse, believe it or not. I know some of y'all want to pull the ogre, they only doing it because they black. No, they not. They not. But anyways, Nick looked nice. I thought Summer looked nice. Um, Jasmine looked nice. Noel looked nice. Bria, she looked nice. I don't like Bria's shoes. Oh, girl. Jordan looked a hot mess. Girl, Jordan is too much of a gorgeous woman. Who is this? Jordan is too much of a gorgeous woman to have had what she had on. When I say I didn't know what was going on with Jordan's outfit. It almost looked like she had red saran wrap at the top, and then like this cotton ball skirt, and then like It was like real random. Everything was random. It was like everything was random. And I was like, what? Yeah, Jordan looked a mess out of everybody. Jordan was the worst. Girl, I was like, I don't like it. I don't like, girl, you are too gorgeous to have walked out on that set like that. Chenise didn't look bad. I didn't like Chenise's shoes either. Jasmine didn't look bad. Um, Amir, I love me an old sweater vest. I do. I love me a sweater vest. But Amir looked a mess too. I mean, girl, where is you going with that sweater vest? Girl, I said, girl, why is she, girl, I could see if you was running to the stove. Girl, I could see maybe if if it was winter, if it was a little breeze outside, but still a little warm, and you wanted to throw on a little sweater vest, right? I didn't like nothing Amir. I like Amir. Amir, I don't know. Amir looked a fool. Alex didn't look bad. Alex didn't look bad. Alex didn't look bad. Um, Preston, I didn't like that silk satin. I didn't like. I don't think I liked Preston's look either. I liked it at first, but then when he sat down, I could see his stomach. So I didn't know if that was purposely done or if just the suit, um, it was ill fitting, ill made. It wasn't a bad suit. I just don't think I like. I don't think I liked when he sat down and I could see his stomach. And I was like, girl, what's going on? The measurements was not measuring right. But other than that, the only one I really honestly just did not like when it came to the fashions was Jordan. Jordan. Amir just looked like he was going. Amir was dressed like he was going to the store. Girl, quiet as this kept. But I did not like Jordan's look. I didn't. I just didn't. I didn't at all. Nick was the best dressed male, and I'll probably give it to Noel or Summer for the best dressed girl. Um, Anyways, but yeah, Nick is zaddy. Girl, Nick is zaddy too, baby. I said, baby, that Nick guy. Ooh, baby, it's something about that Nick. Girl. Girl. Anyways, Andy was shading Amir pretty much the whole reunion. I guess he's mad at Amir now. Has Natalie finally cut your penis off? Girl, let me say something. I think that if you are in a relationship, it should be a partnership. And I think that everyone involved in the relationship, their um, ideas, thoughts, should be taken into consideration. However, when I do look at Amir and Natalie's relationship, it just gives me that she runs him. Girl, no questions asked. What she says goes. Girl, whatever she say, it's gonna go. Like Natalie gives me. Let me shut up. Anyways, because I don't care about Natalie or Amir, honestly. Alex Summer, Autumn. Did y'all hear when I know y'all caught that because he called her that on Watch What Happens Live. Girl, Alex was low key shading Summer. Girl, he called her Autumn. He's basically saying she has multiple personalities. Girl, this is the thing. Y'all know I go up for Noel, but Noel had a little bit too much energy for me um when it came to the situation with her and Summer and Alex. In my opinion, Noel, you look more in the wrong than Summer. This is just for me. And I'm with Summer on this one. Nobody has to spell it out, right? If you come up to somebody and we're all grown and I say, did you and so talk? And you say, yeah, child, we talked. I don't need you to paint the picture. I'm just gonna assume that y'all had sex. Girl. That's what now whether y'all did or not, I don't know. But once you tell me, yeah, we talked, I'm just assuming you had sex, right? Summer already said at the table, he's been inside of me. Noel didn't catch it. But the fact of the matter is, even after Noel found out, I ain't gonna say a fact, from what I can remember, even after Noel found out, she did pursue Alex. Now she want to sit and say, oh, I didn't try to pursue him. Yes, you did. You took your ass to that club, you went outside, spilled your guts to Alex. Alex shot her down, and then she was crying and carrying on the next day. This was after you knew that Summer and Alex had some type of dealings. Now, whether or not you knew the ins and outs of it, right, it still doesn't take away from the fact that you knew that Summer and Alex talked. Nobody has to say, oh, girl, we had sex. Because if you're not going to poach on your friend's man or a man who she was involved with or talked to whatever level, you're just not going to do it. I felt like Noel had too much. She had too much. Her chest was poking out a little too much for me. Summer wasn't wrong. Summer doesn't have to explain or go into details about what they. Now she did, okay, but she doesn't have to. You should just kind of know. Okay, girl, that was talking, girl. I don't. It's too. I don't want nothing to do with that, girl. It's too. It's too close. It's too close to home. Um, Alex. I like Alex. I do. At one point, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I actually was gonna say half of the cast could leave, but now I don't want any of the cast to leave. I don't. The only person I want to leave is probably Amir. But even if Amir came back, I think it would still be okay. Because now I think the reunion is what they needed to carry them into season 3. I do. And I think them getting to the reunion and seeing that there is still tension, there are still unresolved situations, relationships are kind of in the air. I think that's what's needed to bring everybody back for season 3. At one point, I was thinking in my head, girl, you really could just bring um, Chenise, Summer, Nick, Jasmine back, and that's it. Jordan, Jordan could have came back. Preston was in the F for me. At first, I was really just low key thinking Alex and Amir could go, girl, because Alex, all you want to do is sit around and think you cute and do that suave ass talking shit, right? But now I think that everybody should come back. I'm not handing out no pink boxes. I'm not handing out no pink slips and white boxes today. I think everybody should come back, and I also think Amir can go, but in replace of Amir, they need to bring back a Phil because they can't bring everybody back. So if they get rid of Amir, they can bring on Phil, and then hopefully Silas comes back because baby, they do not like Silas. And we're gonna get into that in a little bit too. Anyways, Alex kind of gives me one of those guys who is a little sneaky. Like I felt like Alex was being truthful, um, especially with Noel. But I also want to know, would Alex move that way when the cameras are not there? You know how some people try to present themselves to be this other person that they may not be in real life because they are aware of the cameras. Like, do you think Alex was putting on a stunt in the show, right, to try to come across as though I'm this open and honest type of person? But girl, if these cameras were not here, girl, I really would have been trying to smash Noel. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, does Natalie trust Amir? She don't. She doesn't. She doesn't. I think everybody sees that. Um, Natalie saying that she makes more than Amir. They thought it was emasculating to Amir as, I guess, a man. Girl, let me say something. Was it cringy to me? Yes. Because I felt like at that moment, she was trying to embarrass him, period. Across the board. I don't know if she had a couple of cocktails or what, but it was a very cringy type of situation. However, I think that if the roles were reversed and Amir said that I make more than Natalie, I don't think that anybody would bat an eye. We know in the society that we live in, a woman is not supposed to come out and say that she makes more than her man. But it wasn't that; it was the way that Natalie went about it that made me kind of side eye now, like, "Oh, girl, you one of those." Like she purposely tried to embarrass him. You get what I'm trying to say? Anyways, they bought a house together. Girl, I guess. Girl, shout out to Amir and Natalie. I don't care. Um, when did she instruct you to propose? Girl, they really think that Natalie got Amir by his nuts, and I believe so too. I definitely believe that. um, I put Summer is a mess. The end. Summer is a mess, and to me, Summer is a mess, and Summer needs to go get some therapy. Um, you can't tell people how to handle situations that are going on in their life, because some people, certain situations, like some people would think that, you know, losing, I don't know, like losing $5 is the end of the world for some people. For some people, losing $5 kind of like, oh, God, I lost $5. It is what it is. So everybody handles situations differently. But I'm about to sound so messed up what I'm about to say. I didn't think, to me, unless she's just, I just didn't hear anything that Summer said that made me that convinced me that that's the reason why she's acting the way she's acting. If that makes sense. So either it's childhood trauma that is messing her mental up. I know she mentioned her grandmother being in the hospital or about to have surgery or something. I really think, good, this is just me. I really think that a part of the situation was Alex. I do. I do. And I'm not even the one to sit here and pull the old girl, you know, a woman can't act like she got some sense just because, like a woman can act like she got some sense and it not be about a man. But I really believe in this situation, it had to do with a man. And I think that man was Alex. I do. I think that they were in that house for 2 weeks and her and Alex did not communicate. And I think that was bothering her. I do. I think Summer liked Alex. That's the reason why she was sneaking and taking pictures. That's the reason why she let it be known that he had been inside of her and why he didn't invite her to his function. And she let it be known that she made him come multiple times. Like she was letting it be known. I think that bothered her. Yeah, I think that she felt some type of way about not being there for her grandmother. But I really think it was, I'm sorry, I think it was mostly Alex. I do. Sorry. Um, Jordan was pissed at Summer. Summer didn't tell Jordan's business. Did she kind of straddle the line? When Jordan get mad, she go, it's mad day. When Jordan gets mad, we said this. Well, I said it. When Jordan gets mad, not Jordan, when Summer gets mad, it's mad day. Is she gonna tell your business? She did it with Alex. She did it with Jordan, halfway with Jordan, and she did it with Bria. Remember when she was like, that's why your man don't F with you, right? She'll throw it back in your face. It wasn't that Summer told Jordan's business. It was that Jordan, this is what they didn't address. And another thing, too, do y'all think that reunion was moving too fast? It was some parts I felt like they were not, like even when Bria and Preston got into it, I will get into that. I felt like they jumped from one thing to like international law. And I was like, girl, what did I miss something? Anyways, I felt like the reunion could have been at least 90 minutes. We didn't really need two parts, but I think a 90-minute reunion would have been fine. They could have did a 90-minute reunion and then girl play Watch What Happens Live afterwards. Girl, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the 60 minutes they were trying to rush. Girl, you're trying to rush 9 episodes in 60 minutes. Girl, not even 60 minutes, girl. 40 something when you count commercial breaks. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I do feel like Jordan, the way Jordan tried to make it seem as though Summer, you tell my business too. Did she call Jasmine her ops? Her ops. Girl. The girl who y'all was so cool with, and now she your ops just out the blue? Girl. Out the blue, this girl is your ops. Girl. Anyways, Preston and Bria. I think Preston and Bria are both full of shit. I don't think Preston likes Bria. I don't think Bria likes Preston. They all clocked everybody at the reunion. They do pull this, I love you, I love you, I love you. I don't know if y'all caught that. They were saying that. They always say to each other, oh, I love you, I love girl. Y'all don't like girl. I don't think that and Preston, even Preston saying that, oh, I really look at her like a sibling. That don't mean shit. Girl. Like Preston looking at Bria like a sibling doesn't mean anything because there are siblings out there who can't stand each other. Girl. Who have not talked to each other in years and will not talk to each other. Girl. Not even on their deathbed, okay? So him saying, oh, I look at her like a sibling don't mean shit to me. Not at all. Bria has him blocked. Again, here we go, right? Bria is still bothered about the comment that Preston made season 1. This is why we needed a reunion season 1, because that's another thing, too, we have to take into account. They didn't get a reunion season 1, so they were not able to really rehash out rehash the things that they saw on television. So now we go into season 2 and they're still talking about things that happened in season 1. That's really not their fault. But Bria is still upset about a comment that Preston made season 1. Bria starts to bring up, I don't know who brought it up. Remember, Bria got into some trouble. Not like she got into some trouble. I think it was something that had to do with her being a black woman. At like not a convenience store, a clothing store. I can't remember. Anyways, Preston basically lets me know that he has went out of her way. I felt like I understood what Preston was trying to say. Like, girl, if I really didn't fool with you like that, girl, I wouldn't have went out of my way to kind of find somebody to help you, girl. You were, with your situation, which is kind of true. I'm not gonna take time out of my schedule to try and assist you, especially when you got a man. But you already let us know how your man kind of treats you when it comes to you being black. Bria is an idiot. I'm sorry. There's no way they didn't even tap on that. There is no way that Bria. It's too much stuff that happened in the season that they should have had a conversation about. Bria still being with Simon after she said that Simon does not protect her and that Simon. What did she say Simon was? I think I still got the notes. Let me see if I can find the notes what this helper said. Oh, I don't think I did. I think it was in my other thing. She said that Simon doesn't protect her and that Simon is blind when it comes to racism and the things she has to go through as a black woman. Girl, you are a fool. You want to be with a white man and you're saying that he's blind to racism? And you're over there in the country by your damn self? Girl, no family, no friends. But you with Simon because he's a multimillionaire. Girl, foolish. 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 You are, I don't give a damn. Anybody, Bria, Keisha, Tiffany, Ashley, Kevin, Keith, James, if you are in a interracial relationship and you don't know if you're saying the person is blind to racism and what you go through as a black person, as a black woman, and you still with them, you's a goddamn fool. Period. um is Simon using Bria for clout? Okay. So this is the thing. I think Simon was with Bria before they got on the show, right? Simon has now been introduced to a little bit of fame, right? He's on TV. What we always say, rich people, they already if he's already a multimillionaire, right? He doesn't have the fame. They want the fame. So with Bria being his girlfriend, I don't want to say that he's using her for clout, but he sees what now Bria can bring to the table, which is the fame that he probably wants, if that makes sense. Like to me, I feel like Natalie is using Amir for clout. Girl. Like when Amir got down to that interview and said basically he's not coming back if Natalie don't come back. Basically, if they did, he would have to. If they just said that she can't come back, he would have to think about it. Like Bria said in her interview on stage, if Simon come back or not, I'm coming back. Hello, like Bria not no fool when it comes to like this platform, right? Because she knows what it can offer, what it can bring. Um, I feel like Natalie is using Amir for clout. I do. I do. I don't know if Simon is using her for clout or his girlfriend happens to be on TV. He's like, oh my God, right? I can also benefit from this, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way. Um, he wants to be on TV, right? Bria said that he was upset when he found out he could only stay for 3 days. He wanted to stay longer. Even with the whole flamingo costume, right? He wanted to make a scene. He likes being on TV. He likes being on TV. But I don't know if I would say he's using Bria for clout. I don't know. I don't think I see it like that. Um Jasmine and Jordan. And Jordan in that shady comment that Sean. See, this is the problem, right? We see this all the time on reality TV. It's just not Jordan. It's everybody. They get in those confessionals, right? They probably give them a little cocktail. They over there sipping on wine, right? And they start saying shady stuff. And then now it's time to watch the season. Girl, you'd have probably forgot what you said, or you didn't think it was that big of a deal, right? Because you probably had a glass of wine while you were doing your confessionals. And now the person who you said it about is offended and ready to pop you in your face. So Jordan has gotten into the confessional. She let it be known that, congratulations to Jordan on her first pregnancy. I can't remember the exact wording. And she was like, I think this is Silas' first. I guess I don't know. Right? She was basically trying to say, I don't know if this is his first baby or not. I don't know. I could definitely see how Jasmine was kind of like, girl, because if that's your friend, you don't want your friend getting on TV talking about your man possibly could have had another baby or gotten a girl pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Um, but Jordan says that she took it like a light-hearted kind of joke, and it wasn't anything to think about after she said it. I believe that too. Like I said, I believe that sometimes the girls and boys, friends or not, they get in the confessional, right, and they may say a little something shady, right. Where if Jordan probably would have said that to Jordan, if Jordan would have said that to Jasmine to her face off of TV, Jasmine would be like, "Girl, shut up." But because Jordan said it on TV in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers, it brings a whole nother perspective to it, right? It adds a whole nother layer. So now Jasmine is like, girl, what did you just say about my man? You know what I'm saying? But I could see how Jordan could still think that it wasn't that big of a deal. How many people miss Silas? Girl, they don't go up for Silas. That's why Silas needs to come back. Silas needs to come back. I know he's serving, right? But Silas needs to come back. They don't see it for Silas. And I thought something was up with Preston and Silas because remember when Preston, not Preston, when Silas called and the camera panned to Preston's face and his face didn't really have any type of facial expression. And I was like, girl, oh, that's kind of weird because that's supposed to be your brother. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of just thought that maybe, Bravo will get messy and not, they'll show your facial expression or lack of facial expression from a whole nother scene, right? And then put it in, and you think that the person making this face over something that didn't have nothing to do with what was being shown. But I remember Silas kind of like looking when Preston was on the phone. Um, the rift with Jasmine. Jasmine Preston. I'm not gonna lie. Girl. It was a cute little 1-2 between Jasmine and Preston. Girl. I feel like Jasmine low key was eating. I feel like Jasmine low key was eating Jordan up. Jordan really didn't have the energy that I thought she would have. Jasmine low key was eating Jordan up. She really definitely ate Jordan up. And did y'all see when her and Preston when her and Preston finished going back and forth? Go back and watch. Go back and watch how Preston sat there. He rolled his eyes just a little bit, and then and then Jasmine did this. She's like, I say the girls are fighting, baby. Okay, but it was real funny. This is the thing. Preston was right. You introduced us, but that doesn't mean the relationship is going to stay the same. It just doesn't. You introduced me to Jordan. I hit it off with Jordan. I'm closer to Jordan than I am closer to you. Quiet as it's kept, I don't even know how close Jasmine and Silas Preston really were. What I think in my head, correct me if I'm wrong, is Silas and Preston were line brothers. I just made this comment the other day. Remember when I said that sometimes people think that just because you're in your wedding that means something? That don't mean nothing. You can be in somebody's wedding and then not mean a damn thing because they just trying to fill up a spot. Didn't I just say that the other day? I feel like Preston and Jasmine were getting married. Preston probably didn't have enough groomsmen, right? And he was like, "Oh, I can pick so and so, my cousin. Oh, my line brother, um, Silas. I mean Preston. Silas was getting married. He probably didn't have enough groomsmen, so he picked picked Preston basically. Um, and I think because of their friendship, of course, this is your wife. So now I'm nice to her, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Preston and Jasmine were just friends. They were friends due to the friendship of Preston and Silas. You know what I'm saying? And then Jasmine feels some type of way because her and Silas put the group together. So she feels like there should be some type of loyalty to her. Now, um, this is where I feel like Preston was full of shit. When she said, um, you could let me know at the very least, like, are you and the girls good? And he was like, why would I need to say that when I know y'all weren't good? Because in Jasmine's head, if we're supposed to have some type of friendship again, at the very least, you could at least told me, hey, Jordan said so and so. I told her I was going to come and bring this information to you. Are y'all okay? That's why Jasmine feels like, girl, like you was at my wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, my husband. We've spoken more than a few times. At the very least, you could have at least came to me and said, hey, sister, girl, what's going on between you and the girls? Because they don't really fuck with you like that. Being that you knew Jasmine before you knew Jordan. But again, that just goes to show, just because you know somebody longer does not mean y'all don't mean y'all closer. He's closer to Jordan than he is with Jasmine. Um, Jordan and Jasmine. Let me say something. This is the thing. Jasmine has gotten a pass this season because Jasmine looked appeared as though she was being not bullied, but like she was being done wrong. But the truth is, if you go back and watch season 1, I guarantee you, Jasmine, you're gonna be looking at Jasmine sideways, you're gonna be looking at Silas sideways. To me, Jordan was telling the truth and Jasmine was telling the truth. To me, in Jordan's head, especially if you watch back last season, listen, this is what it comes down to. Jasmine was over there trying to be Silas's mattress maid and a mule. Everybody saw the relationship between Jasmine and Silas last year, and everybody talked about it. And everybody talked about how misogynistic and sexist Silas was and how much of a goddamn fool Jasmine looked. That's what it was. Now people are not talking about it because Silas isn't in the house. And and Jasmine was pregnant and it looked like they were trying to kind of like throw Jasmine to the side. So a lot of people felt bad for Jasmine. But if you go back and watch season 1, you're not gonna feel bad for Jasmine like that. So I think in Jordan's head, she's like, girl, the way that you appeared on TV last year, you look like a goddamn fool. Girl, running around that house after that man, letting that man talk to you any kind of way, right? Jasmine is trying to be this woman that Silas wants her to be. Period. And I think Jordan's head is like, girl, that's not even who you are. Girl. You trying to transform to this person because you feel like that's what a wife is supposed to do, a spouse is supposed to do, when that's not who you are. I think that's where Jordan is coming at from it. Jasmine is coming at it from a way of, I'm evolving, I'm growing, and a lot has been put on my plate in a short amount of time. But are you evolving? Are you growing? Or again, are you just trying to be this person that your husband wants you to be? But that's not who you really are at your core. You know what I'm saying? I also don't think that Jordan is jealous of Jasmine. I saw that a lot being said online. It's on some real shit. It's no shade to Jasmine and Silas. Nobody looked at Jasmine and Silas's relationship last year and saw jealousy. Girl, nobody. So to sit here and think that Jordan, because she's a single woman, wants what Jasmine has, nobody wants what Jasmine has. No shade. Again, go back and watch season 1. Jordan ain't jealous of Silas and Jasmine. She's not jealous of Jasmine. She probably feels bad for Jasmine because she sees that her friend is trying to be molded into this person who she probably isn't. But I don't think that she's jealous of Jordan. I mean, I don't think she's jealous of Jasmine. Um, Nick was handsy. That's just the truth. I am sick and tired of people trying to act as though Summer and Jordan were trying to paint this picture of Nick. No, they were not. Let me tell you something. Nobody has to have a reason for you not to touch them. If I touch your shoulder and you tell me not to touch your shoulder again, then I can't touch your shoulder again. And even if I ask you why and you give me a reason that I don't think makes sense, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you told me not to touch your shoulder, and that's just what it is. Okay? That's just what it is. Nobody has to have an explanation or a good enough reason of why they don't want you to touch them. So that's it right there, right? Um, but not only did Jordan and Summer say, I don't want you to touch me, right? We also saw with our own eyes that Nick was handsy with Summer and Jordan. That's not made up, that's just facts. I do think there are too many people trying to run to Nick's defense in that situation when we see what was happening. We saw it. And the truth of the matter is, if you were in a relationship, which is what a lot of it was about, if you were in a relationship and you walked into a room and you saw your man's hand wrapped around another woman's waist, you would probably feel some type of way. Just like if you walked into a room and your man saw another man's hand wrapped around your waist, he would probably feel some type of way about it too. So we're not going to play that game. Again, Nick, I'm sorry, Alex said he was handsy. Amir said he was handsy. Preston delivered the message from Summer and Jordan. They all saw the same thing. So it's not made up. I think some people have it out for Jordan and they just don't like the ground Jordan walks on. And we can also go ahead and say this too, because Jordan is a pretty girl. I can guarantee you, if Jordan would have never checked Nick, y'all would be saying, not y'all, but y'all, will be saying that, oh, she's just a single woman trying to poach on somebody else's man. If y'all would say the same thing about Summer. All the single girls letting Nick rub on him, rub on them. They know he got a girlfriend. He know he got a girlfriend. They have to keep reminding him though. Jordan said it was really because he was in a relationship. Nobody wants to look like the hoe trying to push up on somebody's man, and we know the narrative that will be pushed, especially with single women. Tasia and Nick are no longer together. Some of y'all told me that earlier in the season that you heard they had broken up. This is the thing. While Nick is fine, Nick has some missteps. Girl, last season, for the girls who watched last season, the ones who didn't, Nick let the girls know they were already in the house they're in the house for 2 weeks, 15 days, over 2 weeks, technically. But they're in the house for 15 days. Nick didn't let them know until probably a week into the house that he had a girlfriend. Now, mind you, they're talking about girlfriends and relationships and hooking up and all that stuff, right? Nick also was flirting with, I think, Chenise in her DMs, I believe. So Nick has done some things that would embarrass Tasia, and he did say that. So again, Nick has had some missteps. We're not gonna sit here and play this game like he hasn't. But the relationship is over. Natalie was messy. She just was. Amir is gonna do whatever he can do to defend his girlfriend, period. But everybody knows Natalie was messy. She came into the house judging a Freaknik party like it was a real Freaknik. Girl, it was literally them dressed up in costumes. Girl, doing the same thing they did do with the club. Drink and throw their ass in a circle. And she's sitting there like, this is not my type of party. Girl, I could see if you were at the real Freaknik, because I would be judging with you too, but girl, you just at a party, it's dress up. Girl. Anyways, we don't want Natalie back in the house. Simon is okay in the house because Simon doesn't come across like Natalie. Natalie comes across as someone who, well, according to Bria girl, they say he blind to racism. But I will say what I've seen on the show, the energy that I get from Natalie, like when she looks at them like, oh girl, those are those black people. That's what I get from Natalie. I just do. I don't get that from Simon. I got that from Natalie right off the bat. Like, oh, look at her. Oh, she looks at them. She doesn't look at Amir as that type of black person. Those are those blacks. You don't act like that. That's what Natalie gives me. Simon don't give me that. Um, and then Chenise, girl, Chenise, you a fool, girl. Shout out to Brooke Ashley. They read her question on the show. Girl, I was saying the same thing in my review. Girl, I'm not saying that y'all should be out here prostituting. That's not what I'm saying. I don't have anything against sex work, right? But it's weird to me that Chenise was in the house crying about not having money. But girl, the next day you sending out nudes to people. Chenise sounds like an idiot. I'm sorry. You want to brag? Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a damn who you are. Man, woman, non-binary, non-gender conforming, however you identify, I don't give a damn. If you walk around here bragging about sleeping with high value men or women, but girl, you also talking about, girl, you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, girl, I'm gonna look at you like you stupid. What is the point of you walking around here bragging about sleeping with these men or women who might have a little bit of, girl, comma, have a few commas in their checking account, but bitch, at the same time, you also talking about how you struggling. Girl, why are you handing out pussy and dick, but girl, you also talking about your bill is due. Girl, why are you sending out nude photos of yourself to these men, but then, girl, you talking about, girl, you ain't got no clothes? Why are you sleeping with these men who you are bragging about that are rich, but in the same breath, girl, you talk about, girl, the cash flow is low. Girl, I'm sorry. It might it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It sound like prostitute. Girl, you handing out pussy and girl, you ain't paying your bills ain't being paid on time. Girl, on some real shit, if you sleeping with somebody rich, your shit should be on auto pay. The fuck? Girl, if that's the case, you might as well go fuck the nigga that stock groceries. If we going there, you want to brag about, oh, I sit with these high status men. Girl, clearly it's not benefiting you. Shanice look a fool. Oh, it's just we're just having sex. That's the motherfucking problem. Girl. Anyways, child. Nick was handsy. The whole Bria stuff. I will say the whole Noel, Natalie, Bria, Summer, that stuff was literally messy. Now that's when I was Team Nick. However, on some real shit, I don't know if they were scared of Natalie or if they just didn't want to upset Amir. Bria, Noel, and Chenise should have been dog walking the shit out of Miss Nat Nat. Should have been dog walking her because at the end of the day, yes, we know this is a TV show, and yes, we know they're going to see. But the fact of the matter is, they were having a private, girl, I said private conversation, right? And we talking our shit, right? And you go back and you want to start spilling tea. But did you tell your tea too? Did you say how Tasia went and got in bed, but Nick went downstairs trying to find something to get into? Did you tell him you said that? Right? I bet you skipped that part. Even though that was Nick's party, why would Tasia can go get in bed? That's how you know Natalie is insecure and she does not trust Amir. What does Tasia getting in bed have to do with Nick getting in bed? So because she go to bed, y'all see, I know some of y'all couples operate like that. Well, I'm going to bed, so you gotta go to bed too. Girl, that's some crazy shit. If I'm not sleepy, I'm not sleepy. And again, that was a party that Nick was hosting. So what the fuck does Nick look like going to sleep? because Tasia went to sleep. And then on top of that, on some real shit, Nick is at work, baby girl. So if the producers told him, Nick, your ass ain't going to sleep, you gotta keep work. You have to work for a couple more hours, and Nick ass ain't going to sleep because he gotta work for a couple. Tasia can go. Tasia not part of the cast. She ain't on the payroll. You on the payroll. So if I tell your ass you ain't going to sleep until 1 o'clock, because that's what time the work day in, your ass ain't going to sleep till 1 o'clock. that's just what it is. Alex was at work. Nick was at work. Preston was at work. Everybody was at work. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. Anyways, but yeah, past that, I thought the girls were definitely wrong with how they handled that. They did try and add layers to it by trying to say that Nick was, what did they say? He was wandering eyes and all that shit. That shit was so tired whacking through. Nick wanted to apologize because he, didn't like to see himself get that angry. Girl, girl, you a better man than I could ever be. Because me personally, because I don't get into physical fights. I've never gotten into a physical fight a day in my life. I've never put my hands on nobody. So I don't mind arguing with nobody. Man, woman, non-binary, non-gender conforming. We can cuss each other the fuck out. Okay, and I'm not gonna apologize. All that bullshit about, oh girl, you a man, you can't, no. I'm a man, I'm a grown ass man, that's a grown ass woman. She said what the fuck she said, I said what the fuck I said, and then we done. That's it. Girl. That's it. I'm not apologizing for getting upset over some shit that I know appears to be shady. And what Noel, well, not really, it was really Chenise and Bria. What they tried to do was some shady shit. Nick had every right to be upset. And he should have been more upset than that if you really want to be honest about it. And Bria got some nerve. As much mouth as Bria got and hollering and screaming that she does, and then she want to sit here and talk about somebody being disrespectful. Girl, boo. Anyways, that was pretty much it. But yeah, I want everybody to come back. I want everybody to come back except for Amir. I'm only gonna miss Amir because Amir, Amir is stacked, girl. That's I will say, Amir, that body is nice. I'm gonna miss Amir because I'm gonna miss Amir walking around. Yeah. But other than that, girl, they really need to bring Phil back and Mariah back and Silas. That's too many people in the house. If I had to get rid of somebody, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would get rid of Alex and I would get rid of Amir, and I would bring Silas back if he can make it. Phil, so Phil can take Amir's place. Silas can take Alex's place. And then they need to bring Mariah back. That's what I would do. This reunion let me know that there is still a lot of tension within the group. I would love to see them navigate through their friendships next summer. I think everybody should come back, including someone with her crazy ass. Baby, you need some help. go get you a little bit of therapy, baby, because you be cutting up and acting a fool. But anyways, I'm gone, y'all. This review was way too long. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all. Oh, and another thing, the whole Jasmine and versus the crew, they never really gave an explanation of why they did not fool with Jasmine. I believe just now, this is just what I believe. That doesn't make it the gospel, right? I believe it has a lot to do with Silas. We're just gonna have to call it a thing. Whenever you get married, things start to change. Whenever you start to have kids, things start to change. Jasmine is the married one in the group. Preston is not married. He soon will be. I think he's engaged. Jordan at the time, Preston wasn't married. Jordan wasn't married. Chenise wasn't married. Summer wasn't married. You know what I'm saying? Nick wasn't married, right? I think the only two that really, I guess she had some type of idea of where they stood was, she said, Bria and Alex, I believe. Everybody else, it was kind of like up in the air. But Jasmine has now gotten married. She's a married woman now with a child. So things are going to change regardless if people want to admit it or not. And I also think that when you take into when you put in the fact that they don't like Silas, girl, you're a package deal. That's your husband. We don't like him. We don't really see it for him like that. So if we are doing something, we're not going to invite you, because then you might invite him and we don't want him to come. They didn't really tell us why they don't fool with Jasmine. I think it has a lot to do with Jasmine and her actions first season. And because they didn't really get a chance to kind of hash things out, it kind of lingered into season 2. And again, they're really not communicating. Because, again, they didn't really tell us why they don't fool with Jasmine, but I feel like it has to do with Silas. I do believe that. Jasmine was heavy in trying to play matchmaker. Jordan was right. Girl, it's like you were trying to hand me off to the highest bidder. Now you feel like you got this man, and if you ain't got no man, girl, you must be lonely. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, girl, it looks like you're lonely in your marriage. It's no shade. I ain't got nothing against Jasmine. I like Jasmine, but again, I don't think anybody watched season 1 and looked at Silas's and Jasmine's marriage as something they would want to follow. I don't know how people even fix their mouths to say that Jordan is jealous of Jasmine. Jealous of what? Did y'all not watch season 1? Did y'all not watch when Silas was cussing Jasmine out and talking about how she can't iron his pants, and he was upset about the breakfast and everything was, girl, this is the schedule and this is what that level of protection will not be there, and all that y'all don't remember all of that? But y'all will turn around and say that Jordan, because she's single, she must be jealous of someone who's married. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not that's not it. That's not it. That's not it at all, baby girl. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, again, I want everybody to come back because I think that they have enough to carry them into season 3, right? Conflict, real conflict. They still have a level of respect for each other, which is a good thing, right? It's one thing when you just can't stand someone. I don't think that anyone in the house can't stand each other. I believe the tension between Summer and Alex, I don't think Alex too much cares for Summer. And I feel like Noel and Summer, they bump heads, but it's not like, girl, we can't talk it out, right? So I think everybody should come back. I really do, except for girl, Big Booty Amir. I mean, if you want to come around and just walk around, girl, with some panties on, then I guess, yeah, but girl, whatever, child. All right, y'all, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.